Veuillez ne pas gêner la fermeture des portes, s'il vous plaît. Prochain arrêt, sortie, livraison de bagages, correspondance vers Terminal 2E, Porte K et Terminal 2F. Assurez-vous de ne pas oublier vos bagages.
Next stop, baggage.
Picking up our luggage here at Charles de Gaulle Airport. There's Father Dan.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
Good
to see you.
Welcome to Paris. Well, everybody, we're going this way. Hey, everybody's arriving. You got here early. Y'all got here early. Come this way, our group. Ken, how many times have you been with us, Ken?
4 times.
4th time. All right, there's a couple here. It's their 5th time with us. All right.
Kenny, you were sitting next to me on the plane, right?
Yeah.
Well, all of our group is boarding their planes and flying all the way over to meet us here in France. This is northern France. And their planes are going to land right there at Charles de Gaulle Airport. You can see the little airplane outside of Paris. We're going to drive over to Lisieux and spend part of the day there with Saint Therese of Lisieux. We're going to spend the night right here. Then we're going to spend the next couple days going all along here in Normandy. World War II, D-Day, all took place here where English and British and Canadian troops came in from England up there, and they came down and surprise landed and beat the Germans. We're going to be there on the 6th of June to celebrate that. Then we're going to go to Caen, and then over to, oh, this is going to be great, to Mount St. Michael. That's such a beautiful church, and St. Malo. After we leave Mount St. Michael and St. Malo, we're going to go to Pont-Main, which is a apparition of Mary, and we're going to talk all about that and learn that. And then we're going to have Mass at Chartres. That's one of the most beautiful churches in the world. Then we're going to come back up to Paris, and for the last 2 days, we're going to spend there seeing the incorrupt body of St. Vincent de Paul and Catherine Labouré, and we're going to see the Notre Dame. We can't go in it now. We used to have Mass scheduled there, but we won't be able to go in, and a lot of other things in Paris before we fly home. So there is the area that we're going to be covering in the next 7 or 8 days.
We ask you to bless our pilgrimage. Lord, help us to grow in holiness, especially through the intercession of the saints that we meet along the way. And we pray in a special way for the protection of the Blessed Mother, and especially through the intercession of St. Catherine Labouré, St. Therese of Lisieux, St. Vincent de Paul, and all those others we're going to meet along the way.
We have the tickets, and I'll be very, very happy when we're actually sitting in the seats and there. Then I'll be able to relax. I won't relax for 1 second until that happens. But at least we got the tickets, and I know a lot of you came with great expectation and hope of being there for the 75th anniversary for that event, and we did it. So we heard Queen Elizabeth is supposed to address the crowds. We may have President Trump addressing us, which I think would be pretty darn cool.
So just to tell you, it's a joy and honor and also a big responsibility to be in this group. But I really do like guiding you through these beautiful holy sites that we are going to see. It's not only D-Day, those are the first days, but then we are going to...
Here's the route we take. We have to get out of Paris first, and we head west to Lisieux. We never drive more than an hour and a half without stopping for the restrooms, and here's our beautiful Mercedes bus. We just pulled off the road, and our great driver, Roberto. Here's our group getting off. We stopped at the Le Arch, which is like a rest area, restaurants along the freeways, and everybody's always glad to see this sign. There's a lot of Americans here. We saw some others from Texas. Here, coffee is everywhere, and also sandwiches and baguettes. And then we have also some hot food and lots of desserts as well for people. And here's our group eating. So we left Paris, as you can see, is that way, and we've come up this road. Here's where we stopped just now for lunch in the rest areas. We're going to be on our way here now to Lisieux and St. Therese of Lisieux. We're going to have Mass there, and then we're going to come back here for our stay tonight.
She had the orders by her Mother Superior, that was at the same time her sister, blood sister, to write the story of her soul. So that's the famous book that changed the world, because the 19th century was really one time with
So this is just a statue of St. Therese. Her actual bones are behind the marble right there. And there's her parents, who also have been canonized now as saints as well.
her religious name is Saint Teresa of l'Enfant Jésus, Child Jesus, and the Holy Face. And that was the name she took when she entered Carmel.
I also just have three quick things. Number one, they say, you hear many times, that the faith is dead in France. But Janet and I have been here for 4 days, and we have seen very devout Catholics. And as you walk out, I challenge you to look at the Mass there, and they're all young people at that Mass. Number two is, when you go out and venerate the relics of St. Therese's parents, and imagine what kind of parents they must have been. Even though they were wealthy, obviously money was not what ran their family. And think of a family that had all those sisters and saints come out of it, what those parents must have been like. And one last thing, just for the fun of it, where in the Bible do we see the Trinity, the only time in the Bible that we see the Trinity walk on earth with all 6 feet? Look behind me for a hint. In Genesis chapter 18, it says that 3 visitors came to visit Abraham. And they all were equal, and yet Abraham addressed them as singular Lord. And the fathers of the church said this is, the original was painted by Rublev, and it's of the 3 messengers that are eating at Abraham's table in Genesis 18. And the doctors of the church said that in this we see the mystery of the Trinity. So let's walk out and check out those young people there and see that the faith is not dead.
Another mass full of young people. There's at least 150 young people under 20 years old here. The faith is not dead in France. The relics of Saint Therese's parents. Imagine what kind of parents they were to also now be canonized saints with others of their family. Make sure to watch part 2. So much to see, not enough for one video. We are going now to the home place where little Therese grew up, and you can see her little manger scene and her toys. And then you won't believe our French chateau where we're staying at for the night.